Ah, the days of my youth. What I wouldn't give to go back. Especially since that was when the first Pokemon games came out. I grew up with the first generation, and lived through the second, third, fourth, and regrettably, the fifth. With the sixth generation now in full swing, it gets harder to comprehend how the franchise has grown. Not only a game series, but various manga, as well as an original anime that has run for almost 2 decades. And then, they released this, Pokemon The Origin. Like in the original games, you are greeted by none other than Professor Oak, the so-called Pokemon Professor. Also like in the games, after his brief introduction, he brings you into the world of Pokemon, where it starts off with Red watching a video of a Pokemon battle between a Gengar and a Nidorino. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? This is where we first see our hero, Red, as his mother tells him of Oak wanting him to come by the lab in order to, you guessed it, get his first Pokemon as well as the Pokédex, in order to achieve his dream of completing it. We also get to meet Green, who is also on the way to Oak's lab. It is apparent early on that these two do not get along, rather comedically might I add. Here, we get to see more of the characters' personalities as they begin their journey as Pokemon trainers. The animation is fantastic, and the soundtrack literally sounds like they revamped it from the original games. It's like watching the game be played in a theatrical perspective. The way they did this was by bringing together 3 production studios, Xebec, at least I think that's how it's pronounced, OLM Inc., and my personal favorite, Production IG, who is responsible for giving us shows like Attack on Titan, Ghost in the Shell, and even the Blood series. Yeah, the Blood series. Each episode was directed by different individuals from these respective firms, with it being broadcast on TV Tokyo on October 22nd, 2013, just 10 days before the release of the first 2 Generation 6 games, X and Y. The one thing I really liked about it is that the acting from both the subbed and the dubbed versions are very well done. For the dubbing, they had heavy hitters like Bryce Papenbrook, Kyle Hebert, and Jong Young Bosch. He is very well known for playing roles like the Black Ranger from Power Rangers, as well as Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. Yeah, he is that big of an actor.
No. Clearly the guy who used Squirtle is more experienced.
Who are you?
Tell me something. Do you understand the type and characteristics of your Pokemon?
Overall, it captures the events in the games rather accurately, especially the struggles between Red and Team Rocket.
That's a lie. And I took on a suspicious group called Team Rocket and recovered a technical machine they had stolen.
One major event involving them, to which every veteran who has ever played Pokemon knows about, is in Lavender Town, where Red faces off against the ghost of a Marowak, who was the mother of a Cubone taken in by Mr. Fuji after it was violently killed by Team Rocket grunts. Now let me tell you, that was really sad. I mean, why kill the mother of a poor little baby? It was a baby! Poor Cubone. However, in the end, Red was finally able to put Marowak to rest, and Cubone was finally able to say goodbye to its mother, and be able to trust humans again.
When I hold Cubone like this, it's just so warm.
The scenes with Giovanni in them were even more intense, as he is presented as this kingpin-like boss who sees Pokemon as nothing but business tools. But in the end, when he finally faces Red one last time at the Viridian Gym, He sees the error of his ways, disbanding the Team Rocket organization and giving Red the Earth Badge, the final badge in order for him to qualify to enter the Pokemon League, where he, of course, faces the Elite Four. But I'm tired of giving spoilers out to you guys. Let's get back to the review, shall we? So far, I have said the animation, the soundtrack, and overall story are great. Same would go for the voice acting. However, let's get to what I did not like. For starters, it feels rushed. Even though they could have milked this for all it was worth. And I know they could. Don't tell me they couldn't. They actually chose to only make 4 episodes for this. Sure, they gave brief descriptions of events that weren't used to their entirety, but that does not excuse the fact they skipped over those. We are talking about great material being wasted, all for the sake of time and promotion for the newer games. And that's another thing that killed it for me. It's too damn short. They could have easily made at least 12, maybe even 13 episodes, but no. They merely made this for the sake of promoting Mega Evolution, a mechanic introduced in X and Y. This is Pokemon, people. It deserves better than what they have gave us. Many fans have been wanting to see these games made into their own animated series, but instead, all we have here is a promotional stunt that has outlived its usefulness and has possibly been forgotten by the creators themselves. It had a massive amount of potential, and they wasted it, all for the sake of promoting a gimmick. The final verdict for Pokemon The Origin is a 6 out of 10, an above average addition to the franchise. It would have been higher if it weren't for these irrefutable flaws that kept it from being great. But I must say that if they can do this for the old Pokemon games, that just leaves questions for the future. Until the next time, I'll catch you on the next Daigotaku. Thanks for watching, folks.